I actually am one of those now who believe that the churches should not have the right to provide religious instructions in government schools in the way that they currently do. That doesn't mean that things like comparative religion shouldn't be taught. I think that absolutely that people should understand the spiritual life and the significance of spirituality in people's lives, and learn about how that takes different forms and expressions in different places around the world. But, Australia's a pluralistic society now, and, even though I guess the first people who came here, except of course our Indigenous people, were people from England and, people of the Christian faith, that's not necessarily the makeup of our community anymore. And I don't think that any one group has a right to come into what is a free and secular public education system and, as of right, have the opportunity to promote their particular set of religious views. One of the things people are concerned about is that, we lose our kind of moral framework, or we lose our values, So you say, well, if these people aren't there teaching people reconciliation and kindness and love and generosity and, looking after poor people and all of those sort of things, then who is? But I think we just have to be a lot more creative and about the way we embed that. I think that one of the other difficulties is that the body who runs Christian education in our schools at the moment used to be much more representative of the mainstream religions, but now is overrepresented by the more conservative and evangelical sections embracing, very discriminatory views, and therefore I think anything that promulgates those kinds of views in our society are wrong, and I'm very concerned. A lot of private education absolutely entrenches privilege.
Oh, totally.
It entrenches separation. Some people send their children to those schools because they don't want them to mix with the riffraff that's in the public system. That's not a Christian value.
No.
None of those are Christian values. What Christianity says is that everyone is equal, that in fact we have to bend over backwards to heal social divides.
But it was
and yet the very schools that say they are religious are by their very being entrenching un-Christian values. There's a broader principle in a pluralistic society. I think we do have to rethink the kind of privileged place that we've allowed the traditional religious education framework to have in our government school system, and we need to think that through really carefully to make sure that it's serving the kids in the best way it can. There's lots of ways that you can express your Christian faith and show acts of caring and love to people in the government school system without needing to have half an hour a week to basically ram religion down people's throats.